everyone, my name's Megan. I'm from Colorado in the States, and I just returned last month in July from essentially a 3-year trip internationally, traveling all over. So this is my story. So back in 2016, I was in my last year of college. I was working at Sports Authority, and Sports Authority shut down. The whole business went under. And so I essentially lost my job. And I was thinking, what am I gonna do? I don't want to start a career in my degree yet. And so I was on Facebook and I was scrolling down reading articles, and I came across one that said how to travel and get paid for it. I immediately click on there, and within the article I came across TEFL Heaven. And I read about TEFL Heaven, about how you can get your English certification to teach English as a foreign language. And for me, it was fairly an easy decision. I kind of thought about it, like, could I go to another country and take this course and live in another country? And I just basically thought, what else do I have right now? I'm about to graduate. I don't have a job now because the company just went out of business. So I signed up for this course and I got accepted. I immediately started selling all of my household stuff. Everything sold, just everything. I basically, okay, let's talk about it. So then within about a 2 or 3 month period, I started looking at flights. I got signed up for the course, sold all of my household stuff. I was living in my friend's spare bedroom until I could leave for the course, and I flew to Peru. So TEFL Heaven set me up with a school in Peru to get certified, and I flew out there. I have dogs, and I was thinking, what do I do with my dogs while I'm gone? I was gonna take them, and so I started looking up the flight regulations on taking dogs and everything. It ended up that one of my friends just offered to watch the dogs for me while I was away, so that made it a little bit easier. But I basically flew to Peru. I stayed in an Airbnb for the first 6 weeks, which worked out really good. And I completed the course. So it was every day from like 9 to 4. And then the weekends were free, just free to work on homework and stuff. So I completed the course within a month, and I actually got hired before the course ended. So they hired me in like my second or third week of the TEFL course. So I was working, and you don't have to do this. This is just, I saw the opportunity, and so I took it. So I was teaching class from 7 in the morning till 9 in the morning, TEFL class from 9 to 4, and then teaching from 4 to 9. And so I did that for a couple weeks until I was done with the course, and then just resumed normal teaching there in Peru. And I ended up staying there for about 10 months in total. And I was able to see some of the coolest stuff. I tell you, it's like the middle of your days were free because you only taught in the morning and the afternoon. I got to go see ruins. I got to go to other villages in the Sacred Valley and Machu Picchu and all this really cool stuff. There, you have to leave the country every couple of months to renew your visa. And so the school that I was working for let you do that. They would let you take an extra day off to go do that. So I went down to Bolivia twice, Chile twice. I even took a midsummer vacation for a month. They gave me a month off to go to Jamaica with my family. It was awesome. So then I kind of wrapped up my year in Peru, and I was trying to think of what my next steps were. I have my dogs. I have my dogs in the States to think about. What am I going to do with them? Here he is, actually. There's one. Hello. There's the other one. There's the other one over there. And so while working for this school, I made connections with someone else that led me to Costa Rica. So I ended up getting a job from there to go to Costa Rica to work in an admissions office in Costa Rica for another school. So I wasn't teaching anymore, but still in that field. So then I was living in Costa Rica for a little over a year and a half. And I got to travel basically all of Central America, just, taking long weekends. If a national holiday was recognized, they gave you kind of that time off. And so let's see, I went to Guatemala and Nicaragua, Panama. I was living in Costa Rica, obviously. So I got to see all of those countries. And so that's basically what I've been doing for the past almost 3 years. I kind of decided to come back. It was a super great time, super fun, but I just kind of missed my family, wanted to come back. So now my teaching hasn't ended. I actually got a job teaching English online to kids in China. So I'm still teaching every morning, doing that, and that has allowed me to be mobile. I can work remote. So as long as I have my computer and I set up a little background, I can teach the students. In case you're wondering, tattoos and piercings in Peru was not a problem. I actually was able to wear piercings and show my tattoos. It wasn't a problem. Not all the schools are going to be like that, but just in case you're wondering. And then this online teaching job, I do have to cover them up, but that's not really that big of a deal. But I can't tell you how many people I come across and I tell them my story, and nobody is like, oh, that was a bad decision. You know what I mean? Everybody's pretty, everyone is a little bit jealous of the stuff I've been able to do. In the past 3 years, I made it to about 15 countries, just not only around South America, but over in Europe as well. So it's been a complete life changer for me, honestly. I really wouldn't have had this opportunity without being certified to teach English. It opens so many doors, and it seems like everybody wants to learn English, and if you're certified and you're available to work, it's actually really easy to get a job. I have to say, working in South America specifically, it was not a get rich quick. It's not a money thing. You have to go there for the experience. There are places in the world where you can make a better salary, but my salary in Peru, just so if you're curious, my salary in Peru was $6,000 a year, so it was $500 a month, and I was still able to make it work and go travel around and teach kids and adults. I taught kids and adults. But it was so worth it. I wouldn't take any of it back at all. And so when I moved to the Costa Rica branch, I actually came back to the US, got my dogs, and took my dogs with me to Costa Rica. So these guys, they're sitting here with me. They actually got to come to Costa Rica with me. So they were living with me there for almost 2 years, and we had a blast. And we just got back, and now we're settling back into things here in the States. And I anticipate that this will be probably something I'll be doing for a while, just because of the freedom that it gives you for traveling around and working remotely, and it's so fun. I really, really loved it. So I would recommend, if you're even thinking about doing it, I would totally recommend to do it.